Old Mega Evolutions have been confirmed to return in Pokémon Sun and Moon. So what better way to celebrate than talking about 5 of those guys that may not be the best. I don't know how that's celebrating, but we're doing it. Number 5. Steelix. Steelix is cool, but its Mega, not so much. I think it's a lovely design. Its stats, alright, those are obnoxious, but why not? The real problem is that anytime I bring this guy up, the exact response I get is, oh, I forgot about him. And to be fair, I completely forgot about Mega Steelix too. Mega Steelix is probably one of the least memorable Mega Evolutions. While a lot of people may not be fans of Mega Slowbro or Mega Audino, they are still memorable because of how weird they are. Mega Steelix unfortunately doesn't have that defining factor, unless you're a big fan of Steelix, which is perfectly fine. Steelix is a great Pokemon. However, its Mega on its own just seems to be one of the most talked about in regards to being forgotten anytime I've seen it brought up. Number 4. Camerupt. While I do love that they upgraded both Archie and Maxie's signature Pokemon, and even had that funny Romeo and Juliet reference to get both Pokemon, Camerupt doesn't erupt that much joy in me. It looks nice, and has this somewhat different art style that makes it look a little more classic and cartoony than its original form. It also does have a nice unique typing, only sharing it with its previous evolutions and Primal Groudon. But this does make it 4 times weak to rather common types, such as water and ground. Unfortunately, this Pokemon's incredibly low speed is one of the biggest contributors to why it's so weak. It has a base speed of 20, making it as fast as a Wurmple, which realistically means if Camerupt raced against a Wurmple, it would be a tie. Unless he decided to cheat and lava plume that poor guy. Don't you do it. Don't you do- oh, poor Wurmple. Number 3. I love electric types. I love dragon types. And while I think Zekrom is a really cool Pokemon, for me, it personally doesn't fit a sort of typical electric dragon design that I'm looking for. Mega Ampharos, on the other hand, however, now that's alright. Seriously, what were they doing with this? I'm sure there's some lore. I'm sure there's some way to relate it to actual dragons, but come on, you add hair and fluff up its tail and that makes it a dragon type, I guess? It has decent stats and a sleek enough look, but hair does not make you a dragon. Aside from just looks, Mega Ampharos has a limited move pool and very weak speed, which makes it much less appealing in comparison to other Mega Pokemon, but at least its hair is luscious. Number 2. Audino. I didn't want to put Audino on this list because I somewhat like it. But when Mega Audino is considered the weakest Mega Evolution in competitive battling, putting it in the 2nd lowest tier and being the only Mega Pokemon in that tier, you have to at least mention it. I don't know what to say about this guy. It's just a very weak Pokemon that, while it's somewhat tanky, it really isn't that strong and won't be dealing too much damage. It can be used to heal Pokemon, but its best use is to have it on your team to confuse your opponent, making them question why you used it, or laughing so hard that they drop their 3DS and you win by default. And really, what's better than winning by default? Number 1. Mega Bayonet. Bayonet was definitely one of the Pokemon I look forward to getting a Mega Evolution, as with its counterpart in Dusclops getting a regular evolution in the 4th generation, and Bayonet being somewhat left behind, it definitely needed a little push. The problem was, this wasn't a push in the best direction, since it's on the list of worst Mega Evolutions. While it is a lovely design, and very fitting for someone like Bayonet, its overall stats, and inability to use Prankster on its first turn due to Mega Evolving, left much to be desired. While it does have an incredibly high attack stat, and a few good physical moves to take advantage of it, its speed, which I'm pretty sure we've mentioned about 4 times by now, makes it tricky to get those moves out, and its poor defensive stats means it might not live to utilize those moves anyways. It is still a good Pokemon in its own right, and I personally really like it, but it has definitely been the Pokemon that is constantly brought up as the worst Mega Evolution. Thanks everyone for watching, hope you enjoyed, and please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I decided to try out some different criteria for this list for each number, so hopefully you like that. Also let me know in the comments below who you find to be the worst Mega Evolution. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep on catching! And even had that funny Romeo and Juliet reference to get both Pokemon.